Volodymyr Ivanenko. Volodymyr Oleksandrovych Ivanenko was founder of the first non-governmental cable and essential television network in the USSR 1988, initiator and organizer of the first direct satellite broadcast from the territory of the former USSR 1994, founder of the first non-governmental TV stations in Ukraine, TONIS and TET, television and cinema producer, and public figure. Education. His father was a career military man. From 1961 to 1971 he attended a school in Simferopol. In 1974 he enrolled into Admiral Makarov National University of Shipbuilding in Mykolaiv and successfully graduated in 1980. Career. After graduation from the National University of Shipbuilding, Volodymyr Ivanenko proceeded to work at the Central Research Institute of Shipbuilding Technology in Mykolaiv. This period is marked by several author certificates for innovative developments in the field of shipbuilding. For several years, Volodymyr Ivanenko worked at the Criminal Investigation Department of the Ministry of Internal Affairs in Mykolaiv. He resigned his post as captain after becoming enamored with the idea, unprecedented in those days, that of creating a non-governmental TV broadcast in the USSR. Dreaming about independent television. Years 1987 and 1988 were completely dedicated to creating the first non-governmental cable television network in the USSR. Having managed to schedule a meeting with academician Dmitry Likashev and Raisa Gorbachev at the Soviet Culture Fund, Volodymyr was able to convince them to support the idea of the channel. On February 13, 1988, in Mykolaiv, then part of Ukrainian SSR, the first experimental youth video channel Molozhny Video Kanal started broadcasting on the grounds of Mykolaiv City Komsomol Committee. Volodymyr Ivanenko became the channel's first director. In late 1988, Youth Video Channel left the care of City Komsomol Committee. At Volodymyr Ivanenko's initiative, the name was changed to Creative Union of New Informational Systems, Tvorческое объединение новых информационных систем, shortened to TONIS. In 1991, during the self-declared State Emergency Committee, TONIS, or Channel Minus 22, became the only source of independent broadcast in southern Ukraine. The channel prepared stories for the popular youth program by Moscow's Ostankino studio, Lukrovy Ziglayad. It is symbolic that the TONIS independent television company launched its broadcast in early 1990 with the help of a transmitter capacity of 1 kW placed on a tower which had been previously used by KGB to silence foreign radio stations. In late 1991, TONIS moved its headquarters from Mykolaiv to Kiev and was eventually renamed to TT TONIS and Television. International TONIS Union. In early 1992, Volodymyr Ivanenko initiated the first Congress of Independent TV Companies in Kharkiv, Ukraine, under the slogan for copyright protection. It was at that Congress that the International TONIS Union was created. Volodymyr Ivanenko was unanimously chosen as its president, and he successfully united more than 80 cable and essential broadcasters from different regions of the former USSR under the brand name TONIS. Large regional centers emerged: TONIS South Mykolaiv, Ukraine; TONIS Center Kharkiv, Ukraine; TONIS Asia Tashkent, the capital of Uzbekistan; TONIS Orenburg; TONIS Vladivostok; TONIS Tyumen. Thus, for the first time in the history of the former USSR, a powerful non-governmental essential cable source had been created. In 2002, Volodymyr Ivanenko headed the board of the Garant Media International Agency for the Protection of Copyright and Related Rights. Production activity. Volodymyr Ivanenko was one of the first independent producers on the territory of the former USSR. He produced such films as The Passion According to Vladimir director Mark Rozovsky, Winter Cherry 2 director Igor Maslenikov, Men's Games director Andrei Rostotsky. In 1991, Volodymyr Ivanenko became one of the initiators and organizers of the legendary EPA cartoon show on the Red Square in Moscow, the Velvet Season International Television Program Festival. In 1993, Volodymyr and Volodymyr Ivanenko organized and successfully carried out the first Velvet Season Barkatny Sezon International Television Program Festival. 10 festivals were held. Slavonic Channel International. During 16 years of his life and until his very last day, Volodymyr Ivanenko was engaged in the implementation of the project called Slavonic Channel International. The most important thing for Ukraine today is to break through the informational space, meaning it has to find the means to create a network of ground reception in Europe and neighbouring countries. Side broadcasts from Kiev, the oldest Slavic capital. Ukraine has sufficient authority in Europe, and the decision suggests itself to basing the largest informational system of European scale in Kiev. Shower trousers won't help us join Europe. Secret Materials Publishing House. If Slavonic Channel International is a real chance for our country to enter the international informational arena, make itself known to the world not only for our shallow trousers, flowered chains and hop dancing, but for the generosity, originality and talents of our people. By learning to value ourselves, respect our country, we will make the world value and respect us. We believe that creating an international television centre of this kind, one that has real political and economical influence in European countries, can not only increase Ukraine's authority but also attract much needed investments to our country. Having an independent satellite channel on the territory of Europe will strengthen the ties with diaspora and become a source of objective information about Ukraine. It's my dream in any city of the earth. I believe that one day this will happen. A Slavonic channel is not only for Slavs, vis Ukrainsky Vesti. After obtaining a special authorization from the Ukrainian government through a satellite trunk rented from the Eutelsat International Space Corporation, in December 1994, a team headed by Volodymyr Ivanenko with the assistance of the Ukrainian BOT concern launched and for the first time in CIS countries successfully carried out direct satellite broadcasts for the European continent, North Africa and the Middle East. The content of the innovation was constituted by side programs. Ivanenko declined the offer from the Russian Union of all producers about broadcasting the channel for the territory of the Russian Federation. Until the end of his days, he was convinced the Slavonic Channel International as a platform for joint broadcast for 13 independent countries needed to be located on the territory of Ukraine in Kiev, the ancient Slavic capital. The emergence of a new thematic channel was a noticeable occurrence in the field of international television, which was confirmed at the most prestigious Congress on Television Industry, European Forum on Television in Rome in October 1995. Most of the world's informational agencies reported on this question being raised at the forum. In his book called Television de facto, theoretician Ivan Mashenko wrote, "It was a breakthrough in space telecasting on the territory of the former USSR. The 6-month broadcast 14.12, 1994 15.5, 1995 covered Europe, North America and Middle East, the territory populated by 550 ml people in total." SAR's experimental broadcast had been funded by the project's author. There were 2 obstacles in the way of its further implementation: the country's lack of enabling environment for attracting investments from abroad, and the high cost of technology required to conduct broadcast with several different language tracks. This reduced the possibilities for channels distribution in other countries and would have undoubtedly affected the commercial component of the global project. These factors caused SAR's authors to put the project on hold in May 1995. At the same time, the 6 months of broadcasting confirmed Slavonic Channel International's ability to occupy a prominent position among other thematic projects addressed to the audience all around the globe. The authors of the project had seen proof that SAI should not focus solely on the Slavic countries and Slavic diaspora. The largest amount of positive feedback had been received from non-Slavic countries: Germany, France, England, Italy, Portugal and Israel. Up to 2003, Ivanenko was responsible for the organization and conduct of the Velvet Season International Television Program Festival, while remaining the president of TONIS, the television company he had created. From early 2006 and up until his death, Ivanenko was the CEO of Slavonic Channel International site and working on its updated concept of broadcasting since 2005. Volodymyr Ivanenko died on October 15, 2006. He is buried in Baikov Cemetery in Kiev. Honours and Awards: 2000 member of the International Academy of Television and Radio Broadcasting, 2001 member of the Eurasian Academy of Television, 2000 the Golden Quill Award by the National Union of Journalists of Ukraine, 2001 the Golden Quill Award by the National Union of Journalists of Ukraine, 2002 laureate of the Prometheus Prestige Award National Programme Man of the Year, 2002 in the category Cultural Project of the Year as the author and organiser of the Velvet Season.